listeners, how do you do? This is my podcast and it's just for you. It's called TED Talks and it's a load of shite, but I hope you enjoy it because I've kept it like it's about an hour long and all about Teesside, the people, the places and the borough pride.
Doon, 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 doon. This is episode 94 of the TED HANKY Podcast. I still need to work on these jingles, Mala. They're not quite paying off.
I don't think they'll have you on like XFM soon enough, you know, Ted. You know, like when you jingle.
Yeah, I know. I mean, I've got the people say I've got the face for radio. I also think that I do have a good voice for the radio because I'm very, I'm good at current affairs. I've got a really nice diction.
You're currently good at having current affairs, you mean? That's what happened.
That's what I mean. And I'm on about my dick, not my diction. You know what I mean? But yeah, so if any radio producers are listening, please do snap me up quickly because I'm a pretty big deal at the minute. You know
well,
what I mean?
I've heard that Zornaby's very own illegal radio station that NASA runs, they've been offering you contracts, haven't they, Ted?
The Thornaby Wigwam, yeah, Wigwam FM he calls it, yeah. I don't know why, it just sounds funny, doesn't it?
You know
what I
you
mean?
can trust. You can trust a lad, you know what I mean? Because like some of Ted's skills that you might not know about, you have clocked karate, haven't you, Ted? You've got all the belts, haven't you?
Oh, I clocked karate years ago, right? You know what I mean? They even created a new belt for me called, you've got like Dan grades and stuff like that where you can get a TED Mark 3 on your belt now.
Yeah, you can. And you also had a big one of them. I thought you were cheating, Ted, because you had one of them big cowboy buckles, didn't you, on your belts all the time? You go wild, wouldn't you? You start whipping people with it.
And I had a blade in my flip flop, like him in Roadhouse. So, you know what I mean? So, Mala, before we move on with the show, we've got some very important discussion topics that we're going to run through. I believe you've got a statement you've been preparing on. Would you like to share this?
Right. Before we go on, ladies and gentlemen, by the way, we are Teesside, we are proud, but I've got to make a statement on behalf of a group that I am currently representing. So if everybody just give me a minute. Ted, please, if you just don't interrupt, I've got to get through this statement. And it has to be done.
I'll put myself on mute, Mala, just so I don't intervene.
Okay. Right, everybody. It is our intention as the Ingleby Barwick Backscuttlers that we're going to set up our own Super Doggers League with another two big dogging crews, the Billog Backdoor Crew and the Redcar Rough Riders. We are going to be funded by South Cleveland Garages, Simply the Best. And we will invite some of the crews to take part, but it is our intention to announce as soon as possible that we will be leaving the Teesside Doggers Alliance. We'll not be making any further comment or announcement at this time. Thank you. Well, I said, it's been class, isn't it?
Hang on a minute. That is a very bold statement. Like you've got contractual commitments to the Thornaby Scuttlers and the Stockton Book Club. So I want to know more about this, you cheeky swine.
Like, we can't make any further comments, can we? Do you know what I mean? But listen, NASA's sorting it all out. So let's just leave it there, Ted. I mean, you know what I mean? I mean, I still can come and do booking on this will be a week Wednesday thing. This, I think. You know what I mean? I can still come and book on a Saturday and that.
So this is an additional midweek booking league. What sort of funding are you getting into this?
The South Cleveland Garages, obviously, they're going to be whacking up some old Cosworth so we can do the dogging in it. Do you know what I mean?
And I bet you're getting free car mats as well, aren't you?
That's obviously it's an advertising thing for him, isn't it? Because people will see the queues and some like ropey birds getting rammed in that, and blokes because it's a unisex league as well. That's one of the things that people are going to like about it. Because, you know what I mean, there's not a lot of gay dogging leagues, but we're going to be Teesside's first. But it'll just be anything goes, really. But yeah, and South Cleveland Garages are going to have signs on the sides of the cars. Anyway, Ted, I've already said too much. Do you know what I mean? Obviously, the Stockton Book Club and that, they might get an invite. You know what I mean?
No, we don't want to be part of such glamorous dogging, you know what I mean? Because at least in our leagues, right, if you're not performing very well, you can still get relegated to the lower leagues. And I believe you don't have a relegation format in your new league, do you? You're just all in it for the cup. I mean, the money.
Well, you can't get arrested either, which is quite good because some of the backers and some of the coppers aren't there. Do you know what I mean? Well, I've already said too much. Listen, we'll still be muggers and that. I'm still going to be part of all the other clubs. It's just they want to do a super thing on the weekend, on a weekday. That's all. I mean, don't worry about it, Ted. It'll be fine.
Well, listen, we'll talk about this later, Mala, because we've got an important show to get through, but I'm not fucking happy. You know what I mean? I'm just putting that out there. Sure. And now I'll just put it back in. Sorry about that. Just a little hole in my boxer shorts I didn't know I had. You know what I mean? Mala, there's some big things kicking off this week, man. I don't know if you've seen, but it's all going mad. And I'm going to go back to 2002, where you originally invented Colin the Caterpillar, and now there's a big fucking thing going on about it, and they're all saying, "Oh, Colin the Caterpillar's ours," and Aldi are like, "Oh, we've got our own version." You were the inventor of Colin the Caterpillar when you put Smarties on that turd, weren't you?
Yeah, and I tell you what, if they're kicking off about that, they do not want to go down Nass's. See, he's got all sorts of stuff kicking around there.
Oh no, he's got his Percival pigs.
He's got his gelatine babbies that he has.
Yeah.
Well,
He's got a rather strange call on the caterpillar. I'm a bit worried about that one.
Yeah, that's someone else, Ted.
Yeah, well, he's got loads of knockoffs down there, hasn't he? You know what I mean? He's got mild green, dairy liquid, which is what he's calling milk.
Yeah, I bought that the other day, man. It was class. It's off milk as well.
Green milk.
It's gone up in it. Do you know what I mean? So it's basically cheese, which is why you can buy it in a pack, right? Which is fair enough, isn't it?
I suppose so, yeah. A multi-pack of mild green, dairy liquid. What else has he ripped off as well? Like the soap powder, Daz. Well, he's just got one called Naz now, and it's a picture of him on the front. Just like it's a picture of him just washing underpants.
And remember when he launched that? It was like when they did the Persil and all that, where they come round and go, "Can we swap this little box of Persil there for this massive
Johnny Baker?"
Well, he did that, but what he didn't know is people had gone in and nicked all the washing powder. He was like, "Yeah, are you going to have this washing powder or what?" And they were like, "Oh no, I'm not swapping." "Hey, where's mine gone?" They'd be like, "I doubt it, you need your washing powder." He made a killing on that, man. He was class.
Yeah, well, he's an astute businessman, isn't he? You know what I mean? He's a pillar of the community, and he's even running his own business etiquette classes now as well, down at the Robbie Youth Centre on Thornsea Road in Thornaby.
Well, I think his air fryer, do you know, that's all big thing at the minute, isn't it? Have you seen it? Like where people are like you having frying stuff back again, because it used to kill you, didn't it? But now they said you can air fry stuff.
What? Fry it in hair?
Well, that's what he's done. It's an air fryer, but he's got a cardboard box and he's got two old air dryers pointing in the middle of it.
Hey, you remember that lass who used to knock around near the park in Thornaby? She was also called Julie, not Marjolie, and she looked like she used to fry her fringe in a deep fat fryer, didn't she? So that was a bit of a hair fry, wasn't it?
I boshed that a couple of times, you know.
Oh, they were great days there.
I've taken to this though. I bought this new air fryer thing. It's class. I do everything, even like my cereal now. I'm air frying. It's class.
You're frying your Cocoa Pops?
Well, it's like 20 minutes with a little bit of oil in and they come out lovely and crispy.
Well, I'll have to try that, you know what I mean? I know, like, the Scottish people swear by batter and Mars bars, and I once tried to batter the chomp, but it just came out as just a chocolatey scrap, because they're that small now, aren't they? You know what I mean?
Well, I remember that day, because I tried to batter a chap, and I got battered myself, you know what I mean?
Yeah. I'm also thinking, right, I mean, disregard the Colin the Caterpillar discussion now, because that's for the courts to decide.
Well, it is. Judge Rinders all over that.
I'm also thinking about becoming an influencer. What do you think about that, Mala? Do you think I'd be a good influencer, like on that Instamam?
Well, we're not allowed to go into your school, so I don't know how you're going to influence the kids.
You do it all on Instamam or Instagram or whatever it's called, right? Or the dealer's one, Instagram. You just basically like go, I'm here on my Dubai holiday with me new watch and that. What's been kindly donated by Casio or something, I don't know. And they give you like a watch and then loads of money if you sell loads of them as an influencer to all your followers. Do you think I could do that with like tissues? Because I go through shitloads of tissues, me, you know what I mean? On my nose, my ass and my cheb.
Well, of course you can, man. I mean, I buy all sorts that you wear, don't you? So if like you've had something, I'm always like, I'm having that, Ted, has it, man? It's smart as.
Yeah, I was a bit fucking, when I got that job in Greg's and then you copied the uniform when you were working there, that was a bit weird. You know what I mean?
No, man, it was past that. It was brilliant. I mean, I nicked that uniform as well from someone from Greg's, which is funny enough, you know what I mean, Ted? I worked there for about a week and a half before they realised I didn't actually work there. I was just snuffling loads of, the veggie sausage rolls.
Yeah, you were, weren't you? Yeah. I wonder if Greg's would be interested in, maybe providing me with many of their pastry products and cakes, and I could do a load of Instagram posts and see if we can increase sales for you, Greg. If you're interested, get in touch.
I did think of you talking about Greg the baker in the town, like in the town centre. Not Greg. Greg. Fat Greg. I think he'll take it up on this because, right, I remember before he was trying to get Julie, right, to put like Greg on his stomach and walk around slapping a tummy like Kamala. Have a look at her.
Yeah, I know, mate. It's funny that because Julie provides all of the pork pie jelly for him as well. So I won't tell you where it comes from, but it is very moist.
But this is the thing, isn't it? Right, you should see more fat people on food advertising, shouldn't you? Because that means it's good, because obviously they eat loads of it.
I know. If you think back, like McDonald's adverts, you know what I mean? They've always got like an ordinary man or like a lovely lady or a child chowing on a burger. Should just have a big fat knacker going, I'm fucking loving this. That could be the new catchphrase.
It should be served by a bird at the drive-through that has a sleeve, like a tattooed sleeve. Yeah. And she's about 19 and she has her hair tied back and she just looks like she hasn't washed in 6 weeks. She's
got like one of them earrings in like an ear blob that makes it look like she's put a toilet roll holder through it.
Do you know what I mean? Yeah, you've got a good point here, Ted. Yeah, I think you would be a class influencer. I think you would. Like, think of the stuff you could do, because you used to do the Willy socks, didn't you, at one stage?
I did, yeah, cocksonsocks.com, yeah. I've promoted them before as well. I've done a few things in the past. A few people have got in touch saying, Ted, will you help us out with this? Will you advertise this for us? And then they never got back in touch, so they can get fucked.
Well, that was what South Cleveland Garage's sponsorship for that new deal was going to say.
Yeah. Do you want to take finance out on this car set? No, mate. Yeah. Get fucked.
I think it's go get fucked on a car from South Cleveland Garages. That's what it is. They're the best, and it's class. Yeah. Anyway, enough about that. Anyway, we'll talk about something else. But yeah, you could be a class influencer, Ted.
It could be. You'd think like, because I've got like really nice teeth and that, you'd think like one of them, like Philips Sonicare toothbrushes would have been in touch or something, wouldn't they? You know what I mean?
Well, I could too, right? You definitely. But don't get that one off NASA, because I'm telling you now, it's not a toothbrush, it's an electric screwdriver. Because that's why I'm missing 3 of my teeth. I just thought I had it on a mad setting.
Well, it gets rid of your plaque, doesn't it?
Oh, I did, man. And I put like some good screws in there as well.
What, have you got teeth like jaws in the Bond film now? Let's have a look at it.
Yeah, that's what most of the Thornaby have now. They've all got turkey teeth, haven't they? Yeah. So if you pull them the knees off, that's what they've got underneath.
Little screws, yeah, you know what I mean?
Screws in. Well,
Yeah, I could really do one of them at the minute, like a little screw. Proper.
Do you? You all right there?
Sorry, mate. I just went out horny there, didn't I? You know what I mean? Popped out the goal again. Sorry. Yeah. So any people out there who've got like good products that they want promoting, I've got a good fan base who never buy anything. So at least I'll put it in front of them for you, but don't expect sales. They're all tight asses. So
well, yeah, too right.
Yeah, you know what I mean. What's going on with, like, you're a little bit confused. What's going on? You confused about something, aren't you? I can tell by your eyes.
Right. Well, of course. I mean, hang on. It's me lazy eye keeps on going the other side. That's why. It's that one's gone to the shop and this one's bringing the change back sometimes, especially if you've had a drink. That's the way it is. No, right, Ted. Do you know the lad over the road? Yeah, he has that like dead fancy car, doesn't he?
Oh, no, yeah, I think he's called Derek. Derek,
yeah. Right. Derek had that dead fancy car, and I'll tell you what it is, because like they might give us a free one, mightn't they, Ted?
Yeah.
It was a BMW, wasn't it? And it was dead fancy, right? But then the other day, he's got took it to the garage, and he doesn't have the badges on anymore, so it's been resprayed, but it looks class. And why has he done that, Ted?
So he's removed the branding from the car.
Well, so now it's like a black car.
Is he embarrassed about driving a BMW, do you think?
Well, I originally thought so, right? But I think I know what it is, right? Imagine this, right? You're a copper and you're chasing a car, and what do they say?
Catch the fuckers.
No, well, yeah. No, they don't, right? Usually what they'll say is like, 10-4 receiving, I'm following a black BMW down the A19 and it's Mala. Yeah, usually they'll say something like that.
Yeah. Right? And then they'll go...
Yeah. You were like, right?
Do that bit. Make sure you do that bit when you're doing it again.
Well, imagine this now. I'm going to tip a scenario. Yeah, I'm following a black car down the A19. I think Mala's in it. Over. Right? No, listen. And then they come back and go, what make of car is it? Over. Right? And then he goes, I don't know. Because it's right, and then he's like, over. And then the other lad would be like, is it a ghost car? Because we've seen them before, haven't we? And he'd be like, over. And then the other cop would be like, right, I'm pulling off now. I'm going to go down the parkway, get away from the ghost car. It's gone now. And he'd be like, good. I think that's what it might be.
Yeah, like, how many wheels does it have? 4. Does it have an exhaust pipe? It's like they're running out of things, aren't they? But you're right, mate. We are missing the key point. Has he taken off his number plates as well?
No, it was just that. But I just thought that when did Cleveland Police hire Bob Calgees?
Spit the dog with him. It's a good point, that. Yeah, like, why do Belwish do that? You know what I mean? You should be proud. I mean, I'm incredibly proud of my Ford Capri. I really am.
I like my Citroen Saxo I used to have, right, when I was the Saxo slapper. Do you remember that?
Yeah, you were.
People thought it was because I had loose morals, but I wasn't. I just used to hang out the window and slap people, didn't I, Ted?
Yeah, you did.
Known as a Saxo slapper.
He was.
But I rebadged that for a Ferrari, didn't I?
You did.
Do you remember I had them Ferrari badges on?
You got a free.
Except me a cease and desist, because it's the latest version.
You also got a free pack of Ferrari aftershave and talc set, didn't you, as well?
Which you got for Christmas, Ted, didn't you?
Yes, I did, yeah. It's still in the cupboard, unopened, because I am not wearing Italian shite.
You always say to me, you like your cock and balls and your face to smell the same, don't you?
Well, I do, yeah. I do like the downstairs to smell like the upstairs, you know what I mean? Like, a lot of houses use the same diffusers upstairs and downstairs. I use the same talc on the armpits and gooch.
I think that's like something to be lived by, isn't it?
Well, you'll be seeing that on fucking Kirsty and Phil Sells Houses or whatever it is. That'll be the same analogies used on that programme. So
I thought that was Kirsty and Phil. That was like Shazza and Dave. Do you remember them two? They sell ounces. Ounces. Kirsty and Dave sell ounces, man. Like that's what you buy in ounces from them. I thought that's what it was.
Oh.
This wasn't really a TV show. It was just a radio broadcast. And when I mean radio broadcast, I mean they used to ring you up.
It was a WhatsApp.
Yeah, and go, we've got some ounces.
We have to talk about our beloved borough. Have you seen our Neil Warlock's said to Assombalongadonga and Fletchley that they can both fuck off? I love that, mate.
And Assombalongadonga's going back up to his own country. I think
he's
going
back to Scotland, isn't he? Yeah, to play for the Glasgow Aberdeens or whatever they're called.
Yeah, right. And somebody said to us the other day, they went, this is just typical borough, this, isn't it? Assombalonga will go up there and score 50 goals. Of course he will. It's fucking Scotland, you idiots.
I'd get at least 30 up there.
Well, when I was on my loan transfer up there, do you know when I used to play for Thornaby Rangers and they took us on loan to Celtic, I scored a couple.
I thought it was Patrick Thistle you went to.
No, that was just a bad piss one night.
Yeah, no, it's. I think it's good that Warlock's just said, "Look, I'm not having these fucking roustabouts knocking around the training room." Because they do train in a room. I don't know why I said that. It sounded good. Get him out! Get him out! Get him out! I want him out! That's what he's saying. Get him out, bastards! And bring young'uns in. Bring young'uns in. We'll get 2 ginger lads in. I like me gingers.
Yeah, right. I tell you what. I bet you it stinks of piss on that pitch at the minute because
all the gin-hugs wetting themselves.
There's loads of gin-hugs everywhere. Absolutely loads. But the class. There's a big gin who scored the other day, wasn't he?
Yeah.
And then there was, Mally, what's he doing? He needs to sort that out. It's too close to Malla.
Yeah, I agree. Some people messaged me saying I didn't know Malla was playing for the borough. I said, he looks now, Malla can't grow a ginger beard.
Well, he too, right. So there's him, and then there's our class.
Whatnot, yeah.
Well, he's little ginger whatnots.
Yeah.
So it'll be class them. We're just going to have loads of gingers, aren't we?
Yeah, and this is just a rumour. I don't know how true this is, but I've heard on the grapevine that from many, many years ago, the love of ginger place in Middlesbrough derived from Deriva, who used to dye his pubes bright ginger.
I thought it was from Alex Xavier or whatever he was called, when he used to dye his hair mad colours.
Oh, well, Xavier, Zeus.
Yeah, well, he when he played for Bury, he had a ginger hair as well, didn't he, at one point?
Yeah. But they've been thinking, the fans have been crying out, saying, we need another Phil Stamp, we need another Andy Campbell.
Where's
the next Stampy? Where's the next Andy Campbell coming from? You know what I mean? And I'm hoping we found him now.
I got bad off ringing into radio BBC Tees for that. When he gets through to Madon, he's like, yeah, who's this? It's me. Go, where's Phil Stamp coming back? What are you talking about? Straight away.
Madon's just like, that's another daft bastard we're getting rid of. Love Madon, mate. Love him. Yeah. So that's good. Yeah, I'm dead happy that it's a shame that now we only have a squad of 14 players because you know what I mean. Warnock had to put his lass on the bench the other day. It's like next season we need a full overhaul. We need about 10 to 15 new players if we are to stay in that division. Because
I tell you what, right now, we are Teesside, we are proud, right? Let's be bold. Right, for once, we did it, didn't we, in 86, when we shut the grates and then we came back with a team full of kids, didn't we? And we worked all the way through the divisions and we were mint. And that squad was basically just all the kids from the youth team. When you had Pallister and Ripley and people like that and Peter Beagrey, but don't talk about him because he's a sly off. And we had loads of players like that, didn't we?
Yeah.
And we had Sterney that we got for, I think they just sent him down here because we were sick of him in Scotland so that we could on there slaving.
Yeah, stop pretending to be Irish slaving. Fuck off. That's what they
He's my favourite player, as everyone knows. But, so Bernie came down and we had a team and we just had the words and team spirit and we just went, we're Teesside, we are proud, and we smashed everybody. And then for some reason we thought, our lads, that did class, our lads aren't good enough. Let's get all these foreign players in. And when I mean foreign players, I mean people from Liverpool and that. I don't mean actually from out of the country. We did start doing crap and we've never really got back to that. This could be the opportunity. We've got some good youngsters coming through. I mean, we're still going to keep Howson and people like that, aren't we, Ted?
Yeah.
Just put loads of youngsters in and just give them a go, man. Just give it a go, because you know what? If we finish... as long as we don't get relegated, it's just having a go, and then we'll get some more people back in the stadium. Gibbo can save his pennies up and that, and then the season after, then Warnock will probably be gone anyway, and he can give the manager some money. No, well, I know. No, he says he's always
old, but bloody hell, you know what I mean? Well, I agree. Actually, yeah, I think we need a good goalkeeper experience. Like when we sign like Schwarzer or Shea Given, someone like that. Then we need a good centre half as well to put some pressure on the ones we've got. Another left back to put, and another right back as well, because Spence and Coulson, they're not good enough for me. And then we need another midfielder. We need 2 wingers and we need 2 strikers as well. And then we need a few reserves as well. So I hope he's got some free transfers in mind, because we've got no money.
You just mentioned 32 players there.
It's going to be tough, isn't it? Middlesbrough fans need to be realistic now. They all boot off when we lose, and then we will end up the season probably top half, and that's a success for us after the last few seasons. And we're going to have to got some big players off the wage bill now. Sold some shite, and I'm going to have to rebuild. It takes time, so have some patience, Middlesbrough fans, you dickheads.
Well, I agree, Ted, because Borough has always been full, and we are Borough, we're Teesside and proud, me and you, but it's always been full of them, haven't it? The lads, I'm telling you now, that's how most people start the sentence. Yeah. They are telling you because they're experts, and when it comes down to the Borough, that's all they ever are. Do you know what I mean? If you don't agree with them, no, you're an idiot.
They start sentences like everyone in Middlesbrough does and goes, mate, listen.
But I think that's a direction, because most people just turn themselves off in between conversations.
It's true.
Like little robots.
It's true, yeah. I remember that time where when me and you just turned off when we found out what the prize money was on Pointless.
Armstrong, and welcome to Pointless, the show where we are always striving to find the most obscure answers. Let's meet today's players. And couple number 1.
Hi, Alexander. Hi, Richard. I'm Helen from Birmingham, and this is my friend and former colleague, Sinead, who's from the Isle of Wight.
Couple number 2.
Hi, I'm Emily, and this is my husband, Sam, and we're from Wickford in Essex.
Couple number 3.
Hi, I'm Ray. I'm from Rochdale. This is my friend Mick, and he's from Burnley.
And finally, couple number 4.
Hi, my name's Ted. This is my mate, Mala. He lives in the sheds and he stinks of shit, you know what I mean? We're both from Teesside,
And these are today's contestants. Thank you all very much indeed. A very warm welcome to the show. It's lovely to have you here. That just leaves one more person for me to introduce, the fingernails scraping down the blackboard of our collective ignorance. It's my pointless friend. It's Richard.
Hiya. Hey, everybody. Whoa. Welcome, everybody.
Thank you very much indeed. Let's just introduce our new jackpot of £1,000. There it is. Right, if everyone's ready, let's play Pointless.
Whoa, hang on a minute. Hang on. £1,000? We're not having that, are we, Mala?
Well, aye.
No wonder it's called fucking Pointless. Load of shite, man. Are we, Mala? Let's go and get some flange down in Soho.
Yeah, well, aye.
Bloody hell, fucking hell. £1,000.
Yeah. Well, he's back out, wasn't it?
You kicked off, didn't you? Because we spent that on travel.
Yeah, well, exactly, man. That Learjet cost us that much money. It was horrible, wasn't it?
Fucking £1,000. You know what I mean? We've been on game show after game show after game show, and that's a prime time game show, and it's only offering you £1,000 for being clever with picking crap answers.
Well, yeah, that's because what they do nowadays is they think that these multi-million-pound corporations and that, they're like, hey, well, people are going to watch this because there's nothing else on telly, is there? So let's just offer them crap money. I think, honestly, they should bring back Bully because I used to do that as well. There was people playing for like 50 brick in that one. In a Bully's tanker with like 35 quid in.
That's right, now, you could play for this smashing money box with at least 13 pennies in it. You know? Yeah, fucking rip-off Bullseye, man.
Yeah, it was class though, but tell me now, anybody out there in podcast land who wouldn't want a Bully tankard?
Well, I reckon, right, and it's just an assumption that if you appeared on Bullseye, right, then as soon as you came back home, I reckon you got loads of flange, you know what I mean? Oh, look, there's Billy and Jeff who was on Bullseye the other night. Then the next thing you know, Billy and Jeff are involved in some sort of mucky three-way.
Well,
and they can use all them bath towels and ropes that they won.
Do you know what I often thought, Ted? Right, do you know on Blankety Blank?
Yeah.
Right, they won a Blankety Blank checkbook and pen.
Yeah.
But was there any money in that checking account, or was it to your own bank account? Because it's like, well, I already have a checkbook, so I didn't get it, and then you're going to rip them up anyway and give them to people. So you're not going to have no left.
Yeah, that's a good point.
You have to write checks too.
Well, they were talking about bringing back Blankety Blank, weren't they? But they knocked it on the head because they could only offer people a Blankety Blank debit card. So, yeah. You've won a Blankety Blank debit card or bank transfer via backs. Yeah, not got the same ring to it, has it? You know what I mean? Sure.
Oh, class, man, class. Yeah, right. Do you know what? I'm going to tell you now.
Go on.
I was having a conversation. When you said backs, it reminded me.
Right back.
Well, we went round and saw Brokeback's Nana the other day, right? And she lives, you know what I mean, I'm not going to mention the street, but it's an old bottom end of Thornaby where we're from, Ted, you know what I mean? Proper old end of Thornaby, like where we're from, aren't we?
Peel Street.
Near enough Peel Street, just around there.
Yeah.
Other side of Westbury Street, anyway. So we went in the house, didn't we?
Yeah.
And this woman's that had, like, she still smokes, do you know what I mean? And she's like 90, but she still bang on the taps.
Yeah.
Right? And it's like, you know, when you open a door, right, and you get hit with a wall of smoke.
Yeah.
I swear to God, her house has not changed since like 1980. Honestly, it is like it's in a time warp, and she was only watching the old Coronation Street as well, wasn't she, on the telly? So I proper got confused. I thought we'd put like a Good Night Sweetheart and I'd stepped into something. You know what I mean? I started like thinking, wow, quick, get on Paddy Power and put a bet on the National, you know what I mean? Because I thought, yeah, well, I'll have all the horses and that. Like a crapper version of Back to the Future. But anyway, right, I walked in her house, right, and honestly, she is one of them women. Now, is this true? Is this a true story or not, right? Apparently, there was two, her and another one from Thornaby, right? And they were that hard. They were on the Titanic. They were, you know, that one that hit the iceberg.
Yeah.
Like, she was mint at backstroke, so she just swam back, man. Her and another one. No, because that's how they did it, because they thought they drowned at sea, but they weren't. They were claiming benefits.
Right. And because they had massive backs, they could deal with the torrid weathers out there of icebergs, and massive back could bounce through an iceberg.
They just backstroked it all the way back. It was class.
I thought you were going to say to me there, you know, when like you opened the door and all that smoke came out, you were walking into stars in your eyes. You know, Matthew, I'm going to be Bono.
It's one of them places. Like, you imagine it, Ted. It's like ones where you'd feed chicken to a dog. It's like a similar thing to that. Do you know what I mean? Do you know what I mean?
A proper time warp.
Yeah, well, and it's like, it's one of them ones where they don't air fry now. NASA hasn't got to them. So they have like a proper chip pan, and there's a big yellow stain all the way up the wall where the chip pan's been. And like all of the woodwork's like tinted yellow.
Mate, there's a big yellow stain up my bedroom wall, and I haven't had a chip pan near there, mate. You know what I mean? I won't tell you what I've been up to.
Is that when Julie just squirting again?
I told you, mate. She's like a sprinkler when she gets going, man. You know what I mean? Yeah. Listen, what you doing anyway? Why are you doing that? What are you putting them on for?
Well, I've got to get myself up. I'm going back round Broadback's Nana's because I've just worked out, right? If I can sit in the house for 5 minutes, I don't need to smoke tabs again for life. So if I can go get 5 minutes of that, I'll be sorted.
Class. All right then, Mallow. I'll let you crack on then. I'll see you soon, mate.
See you later, podcasters.
See you, Mallow. Oh, Mallow there. Off round Broadback's Nana's to passive smoke enough John Player specials that could kill an elephant. Oh, class. Right, that concludes another episode of TED Talks, the TED Hanky Podcast. It's proper class, and I know what I mean. So, episode 94 completed, clocked, you know. So that means we've only got 6 episodes before TED Talks, the TED Hanky Podcast becomes an obsolete bag of shite. But it will be available for all ears of the future to download and listen. But do follow What a Worldie over on Facebook. Just type in What a Worldie Podcast. It's going to be the new podcast coming soon for the European Championships with me, Mala, loads of special guests and loads of flange. I'm doing a side mouth here, there's no flange, like I'm just saying that to try and get you to watch it, because it is going to be live on Facebook and YouTube, so it's going to be mint. Big thank you to the sponsors of today's show, Showcase Comedy, Last Stop to Edinburgh, Butterfan TV and the George Pub and Grill. A lot of those sponsors will be relinquishing their relationship with us as we transgress into the new podcast, just so you know. There we are. Season's nearly over for the Borough, so let's remain optimistic. We're not going down, we're not going up. But it's a nice little limbo to be in at the moment, isn't it? And enjoy the sunshine. Enjoy being able to sit in freezing cold beer gardens with blankets on with your lass when you don't really like her, or your lad if he's a Doyle. You've got no choice at the minute, like, have you? But keep safe, and as per usual, we'll see you on Thursday on the live show. Hopefully it'll be a go ahead this week because Mallow will have his broadband fixed around Broadbacks. That'll be at 7 p.m. on Thursday live on Facebook. And if you miss it, just search on the page and you'll find it. You can catch up on it. Just don't comment like a Doyle. You know what I mean? So, anyway, up the Borough and believe.